You, Mr. Palmer.
Mr. Chair, I ask unanimous consent to introduce this article in Politico from just a couple days ago. Senate Republicans, House GOP's energy tax credit cuts won't work, where a number of Senate Republicans are quoted.
Without objection. Without objection.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now recognize Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. McBride, just listening to some of my colleagues, I'm just going to give you a vignette here. Well, we'll start with this. How much did the CBO, if you know, score the IRA at regarding the subsidies that would be given to these so-called renewable energy sources? Do you recall?
In total, $370 billion. $270 billion of that was from tax credits.
Right. And do you remember what the outside organizations other than the CBO scored it at shortly thereafter?
Closer to $1 trillion. There was a range of estimates. They talked about the uncertainty, but
I think it was over $1 trillion, 1.2 trillion or something like that. So let's just say if the federal government decided to give tax credits for manufacturing dog crap, do you think that there would be an interest in companies to manufacture dog crap for the tax credits, especially if it equated to $1 trillion?
Yes, sir.
Well, of course they would, right? And we could all sit up here and say, manufacturing is growing. There are all these manufacturing jobs associated with this new bill and the tax credits and these subsidies to manufacture dog crap. Well, quite honestly, Dr. McBride, I don't see what we've done here as very much different, because I think this is dog crap. Well, this is garbage. It is distorting the market. It is destroying the energy grid. It is, well, this is my opinion. In your opinion, are these subsidies encouraging the construction, manufacturing, placement of inefficient, unreliable energy sources at the peril of reliable baseload energy sources?
In general, I'm not an energy expert, but that's what I understand. In general, there's a problem here of the general problem is subsidies for particular technologies. Now, some of these credits do try to go to a more neutral approach, which is good, but the most neutral approach is going to be to remove the subsidies entirely, and
let the
to allow the market to sort out what is the future. This is an area where there's a lot of uncertainty about the future. The technologies are evolving every day. The companies coming online are changing every day. Trying to get into that space and specify this or that technology, as these credits do, is a proven way to waste a lot of resources, actually.
Mr. Lieberman, do you have a comment on my question?
I think you hit on something, that so many of these subsidized alternative energy jobs are just pushing aside unsubsidized conventional energy jobs. One example that I recently learned about, there were 2 refineries in California. They used to refine oil into gasoline and diesel fuel. They shut down, and they were rebuilt making renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuels. And that's happening across the country. Not surprising, renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuels currently get tax credits of $1 per gallon on up. And, conventional gasoline and diesel gets nothing. Now, you could visit those 2 facilities and say, look at the new jobs, look at the new activity, but nothing really new. They used to make gasoline. Now they make these. And incidentally, the alternatives are more expensive even with the subsidies.
Right, they're more expensive, they're less efficient. I mean, if you live in California, in the 80s, you didn't think about brownouts or blackouts at all. But if you live in California today, where they do all this subsidization and have all this green energy, or actually don't have it, it's a way of life, and it's going to come across the country. And it's because of these subsidies that are not only inefficient and ineffective, but they're also bankrupting the country, right? I mean, these subsidies, my friends over here say, on the other side of the aisle, say the one big, beautiful bill is going to, increase the debt and the deficit. And I'm not necessarily in disagreement with them, because, and that's why I have some concerns about voting for the bill. But they fail to recognize or acknowledge that they blew a huge hole in the budget with these tax credits and subsidies for nothing. We're actually charging have electricity bills gone up or gone down on average since the enactment of the IRA, Mr. Lieberman?
According to U.S. Energy Information Administration, electric bills have been going up faster than the rate of inflation since 2022.
I wonder why that is. The Inflation Reduction Act is dog crap, and it should be repealed entirely. I yield.